Hey everyone, so I'm making this video because I want to go over a little bit about what I saw from Shadeur's performance, and then we're going to go over Dillon, Gabriel's performance, and I want to show you what I'm seeing. So I've been talking about how I didn't think Shadeur's performance was all that great. Without further ado, I'm going to get into it right now, and then we'll get into Dillon's after. First play here, Shadeur is waiting, he takes the snap, he surveys the field, he throws the ball. It wasn't caught, but it looked pretty catchable. You know, it's a slant, nothing special, nothing wrong with it either. So we're not just going to blame him just because it wasn't caught. All right, moving on to the next play. All right, so Shadeur sitting in the pocket, gets the ball, surveying, relatively clean pocket. He lets loose, catches ball, perfectly fine play, nothing wrong with it. The only thing is when you go back, you can see, right? He sees, he looks, guy's wide open, he throws the ball. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not exactly a read either, right? Guy's open, throw it to guy who's open, complete the ball. You know, not every play is going to be a read, but I'm saying that I wasn't seeing it, and that's just another example of, hey, see guy open, throw to guy who's open. All right, this pocket's relatively clean, throws it off. There you go. That's a design play, right? I mean, that's the coach coming up with the screen. That's great and all, but it's just got nothing to do with the quarterback. It's not good, not bad. It's just kind of is what it is. They're screens, right? I mean, just don't miss them. All right, takes a snap, look in the pocket, and he unloads it, and it goes out of bounds and doesn't look catchable. They ruled it not catchable because it wasn't pass interference in this situation. You could say it's throwing it away. I don't know. It's not particularly great, but I'm not going to focus on it too much. All right, he's looking around, surveying the field, and here's an issue with him, right? Because he's running into pressure here. If you go back a little bit, 92 is going to go around. Okay, but there's a little room. And he just runs the outside. Now, he should be staying here and throwing it to 88, but he's not. So he runs the outside. He gets around it, luckily. Not sure if that works in the regular season against starters, but he gets around it, and he gets a nice rush out of it. So the end result is a positive, but that makes me nervous about come regular season, whether or not that's going to translate. That's something that makes me nervous that in the regular season, that's just a sack when it didn't need to be. Right, takes the snap, play action. He's looking. He's got some pressure. He finds his way out of it, which is nice. Right, he's got a guy wide open right here. And he just completely misses. That's a head scratcher. You do not want those kinds of misses. He is on the move, but he's not on the run either. That is a ball that you have to deliver every time. That's big yardage. Look at the yak available to him. You can't kind of miss those balls. Those are just, you got to have them. All right, takes a snap. He's looking, he's surveying, throws it. You're perfectly fine, but there's a reason why it's open like that. It's because it's 3rd and 12, and that's well short of the sticks. Defense is going to give that to you every single time. That's a super easy throw because it's not consequential. Right? Generally speaking, they're going to aim to keep you short of the fourth. So that's a very, very easy play, and he made the easy play. But we decided to go for it on 4th down. So we go for it. And Shadeur's sitting there, he's got pressure, and he doesn't bail to the right. Right? It's not 3rd down, it's 4th down. You got to get the ball to the receiver. Even if it's picked, it's pretty much an arm punt, right? To throw it downfield and hope that your guy catches it. And if it's picked, you get him further than where they would take over. It's 4th down. At 4th down, you need to give your guy a chance at the ball when you can. So here we go. He takes a snap. He's looking. What you need to do is bail to the right and chuck it to your receiver. But he didn't, and he keeps going backwards. And he keeps going backwards. And he keeps going backwards. And then he throws the ball away. And that ball is about 8-10 yards short of the line of scrimmage. That is an intentional grounding, a very clear intentional grounding, because it's well short of the line of scrimmage. But the refs don't call it. That is preseason. In the regular season, something that clear is going to get called. And if it doesn't, it's going to get challenged, and then it will get called. And now the team takes over closer to the 50. The Panthers take over closer to the 50. As opposed to if you arm punted it and it got picked at the 15 and they take it back to the 20, it's a lot better positioning, right? Like you have to keep in mind how the game is played. All right, so he takes the snap, throws it out, pretty routine right there. All right, man's in motion, Shadeur take the snap. He's got some extra rushers. They designed for it, but it's also going nowhere. That's not a positive, not a negative on the quarterback. All right, takes on a snap, clean pocket, he throws it, and that's going way off to the side. I would assume that's a miscommunication. I don't think his throw is that bad. Looks like Sal Cannella, the receiver there, / tight end. He's a tight end, but the receiver on this play. I would assume he thinks, well, he thinks it's short, and Shadeur thinks it's to the side. I don't know who that's on. That could be on Canelo, that could be on Shadeur. He takes a snap. Here we go, and this is his touchdown pass, which is really, really, really nice. It's beautiful. It's his best play of the night. It's just phenomenal in between all these defenders. He layers it right in there. It's not reading the play, but overall, it's still phenomenal. It's a phenomenal play. I mean, that is great. And a lot of red zone, that's kind of what you have to do. It's a lot of playmaking, which is where Shadeur probably is his greatest strength. Is he kind of has that, I play it cool, I don't freak out, and I make big plays when it matters. I mean, he has that energy, and look, that's phenomenal throw. It really is. So all the props to him for that. The issue I have is with a lot of the rest of the game, not that throw. All right, so here you go. Take another snap, another play. Looking, surveying. He throws it well short. There's nothing wrong with that. Perfectly fine. But he's just throwing it super inside where his receiver can come back and get it. It's just not an impressive throw. Take a snap. And he unloads a nice ball. Defender fell down. Now, it's a nice ball, and he stepped up in the pocket, and he took a hit, which is really great. So it's a good play because he's got the pressure coming. He doesn't freak out. He doesn't bail out. He takes a big hit and delivers a nice ball downfield. So he does deserve credit for that. He deserves a lot of credit for the guts it takes to make that throw. As far as accuracy, I don't know. Maybe if he doesn't fall down, maybe, the defender knocks it down. I couldn't say. But ultimately, end result's very good. Shadeur deserves a lot of credit for taking the hit to lay out that ball. Shadeur takes a snap. He's looking, and he pump fakes, takes the run, takes good yardage. That's positive, right? Look at that. Gets a real nice run out of it. And he can move. He's not especially fast, but he's real agile, and he's not slow either, so he definitely has his moments. All right, he throws it. That's a bad pass. That is way out there, and that's a short ball, so not exactly great. I'm guessing he tried to put a little extra mustard on it, and since that's not his natural strength, you ended up with an inaccurate pass. And this is just going to be a very simple play. It's 3rd and 1. You get the QB sneak. So, he gets it. Deserves some credit for that. Shore sitting in the pocket. And that ball is pickable. And it's hard to tell on this one, but if you watch the replay, he just throws it behind. And the defender drops it. Lucky for him. But that is a pickable ball. Okay, sitting back. Next play at the end of the day. And it's a screen. It doesn't go anywhere. But hey, that's not on Shadeur. He executes the play as he's supposed to. All right, Shadeur sits in pocket. 2nd and 12. He's looking. Pocket's holding up, but then it's not. So he bails a bit. He's looking. He throws a ball and gets absolutely bailed out by Luke Floria, the receiver, who unfortunately injures his hamstring here, which is just really too bad because he was making some great plays here. But he just bails him out there. Look at that ball. Look where that ball is coming down. He not only jumps for it, it's all the way at the edge. And you can see there, he bobbles it before he can bring it in. That's how far out on the edge it is. And not at all, in line with where he's going. He has to change his body there a little bit in order to catch it. That's not a good ball. That's not a catchable ball. Just because it gets caught doesn't mean it's catchable. If it's not catchable by the receiver 95% of the time, it's not a catchable ball. That's a bad throw. And Floria bails him out. But, if we're talking about translating to regular season, that is not a play you can rely on. Really, not even, 70% of the time. So not even 30% of the time. What we're looking for is what happens from the preseason that will carry over into the regular season. Okay, Shadeur takes a snap. And he looks. And he fires. And that's a beautiful touchdown pass. And this one, I do want to give him a little extra credit here because he throws it low and away from the defender. And that's a really nice play. And you can see, they love to show Shadeur from this angle, but you can see he's throwing it low and away from the defender, right where his receiver can go get it. And it protects him from a big hit. So that's actually a really nice play. Just shows about Shadeur understanding the red zone really well, which is excellent. And that is a really great skill to have. My problem has more been on reading the field and getting them downfield. But his red zone play in this game was excellent. And that is good to have. It's good to know that he has it in him. Okay, next play. Here we go. 3rd quarter, so 2nd half. Shadeur's down on the field. Takes snap. Throws it. And that one's on him. That one's late. And he doesn't have a lot of arm strength. So when you don't have a lot of arm strength, that ball's got to be out early. But see, he's starting over here. The defender reads it, and he can get to it in time. You don't have the zip and the velocity to squeeze that in. You need to be making that read extra early. And that's what I'm talking about, where he's not seeing the plays quickly enough, because you have to be doing that on a timer. You gotta recognize that that play is going to be open way earlier when you have the arm strength, or lack of, in this case, of Shadeur. And that's what I'm not seeing. And regular season only makes it tougher, right? Tougher coverages and quicker defenders. Right, sits in the pocket here. He's looking. He's got some time. He moves around, and look at that. Where's that ball? Nobody's around him. Where's that ball? Look at the possibilities, you know. It's 2nd and 17. This could set you up for a 3rd and manageable. It's the right decision, but that's a really bad pass. All right, we finish off, lucky for him, on a positive. This is the best play of the night. He sits back, and look at that. Steps up and delivers the ball. He's wide open, but look at him delivering that ball. Gotta love it. Gotta love that play. Overall, you can see my problem. This stuff doesn't translate. It's just a couple highlight plays. But a lot of his balls were inaccurate. A lot of his balls weren't where they needed to be. A couple of them were bailed out on by Floria. A few different misses that they yell that it's going to be a problem come the regular season. So let's move on to Dillon, and we'll see the difference and why I am more excited, so to speak, I guess, about Dillon's performance. All right, takes a snap. He's looking, he's got a little pressure, and look at that. That's beautiful. Rifles in there and gets it open. You might say, hey, that guy's open 100%. The throw is not crazy. What I love is his pocket presence. Guy's coming in, he doesn't panic. He just moves up a little bit, right? He recognizes that the defender's going to go right past him. Steps up, stops here. Recognizes that you don't keep running. If you keep running, the defender gets to you. He stops. Looks, sees a lane, rifles it in there. That's a nice first play from him. In a muddy pocket. So here he is taking another drop back. He's looking, he's moving up, moving to the side. And he goes down. Nothing crazy, but again, gotta love the pocket management. He sees the pocket in a different way than Shadeur is seeing it. So here he is, right? He moves up. And he moves to the side. And then he moves up. He sees the lanes. He doesn't just bail out. You know, if someone breaks open, he's in position to make a play. So, look, injured hamstring. I don't think he was going to run too far with it. Takes a snap. He's looking. He's got some pressure. And he delivers a beautiful ball to Jamari Thrash right over the defender's hands. And that ball, it's across the hash marks, man. Like, that is actually a pretty difficult throw. It takes some arm strength to get there. And there's a defender in the area. It's pretty well covered. He throws it exactly where it needs to be. Nice catch by Thrash, but what a beautiful ball. Just tremendous accuracy in a situation where you needed tremendous accuracy. It's great to see from Dillon, and that's a reason why I actually like what he's bringing to the table. And it's a third down conversion. Right, here he is, standing in the pocket. You know, it's just a pretty easy play. Moving on to the next play. Takes a look, throws it, again, open. Nothing crazy. He does get a little time to turn around, thanks to having a little more arm strength, but that's maybe only a advantage over Shadeur. Like most quarterbacks, that's not going to be a big difference, and honestly not that much of a difference from Shadeur's either. All right, he takes a look. I like his calmness. He throws it, I don't know, it's just dropped, but it wasn't going to go too far either way. Not really a positive or a negative. He steps back. He's looking, clean pocket. He moves up past the defender, right? He understands this part's still clean, so he moves up to get around the defensive end, but understands the rest of the pocket's still clean. You don't have to bail. So he steps up and launches a beauty away from the defender, right where his receiver can get it, and makes up most of the yardage that was lost. This is 2nd and 15 because there's a penalty with a ball that, quite frankly, has a lot more velocity on it than Shadeur can get. There's an advantage that Dillon brings over Shadeur is that play, I don't believe Shadeur can make that throw. It doesn't have enough velocity to get through. He's able to rifle it in there and gets a nice completion and sets up a third and manageable now. And I know he's short, but I'm telling you, he's got a nice arm. All right, here we go. Taking a look. And converts it. Nothing special, but he makes it. And he's a rookie, and it's 3rd and 4, and good for him. All right. Takes a step. He's looking. Throws that ball. It wobbles more than I would like. Like a lot more than I would like. So it's not as pretty as ball. But it is very accurate. So nice downfield throw. Cedric Tillman. He stayed calm, delivered a nice ball for the most part. I would like it to be more of a spiral next time. But it gets where it needs to go, and it is a very accurate ball. And he throws it. Pretty open. It's a short ball. Okay, play action. And he's looking, and he's looking. And he throws the pick. And there you can see the tight end Whiteheart just pull his hands back. Now, you could say that, hey, he should not have thrown it there. And you'd be right. The decision was poor. But also, the tight end should have just, stuck his hands out and catch it. It's the NFL. If it's catchable, just reach out and catch it. It's not third down. It's not fourth down especially. The ball's right there. Just catch it. Don't pull your hands back. It's right in front of you. Now, was Dillon trying to get it to Deontay Johnson, or was he trying to get it to Whiteheart? I don't know. That might have been a bad throw. I think, personally, he was aiming for Whiteheart based on the accuracy we saw today. I don't think he'd be that far off. I think he was aiming for Whiteheart. But that still makes it a bad decision. Take a snap. It's a play action. He's looking. And looks like he's a little jittery after that interception because he really just misses him here. And there's no excuse for that. Like, you got to hit that guy. And that's something you got to get better at forgetting. It's a thing that rookies learn. So, something for him to work on. There he goes. And that's beautiful. Really easy, but beautiful. But really, really easy at the same time. Now, the good thing is it's where it's supposed to be for him to keep running, for the receiver to get that yak. But also, let's be honest, it's a pretty easy throw. Nothing special about that one. Okay, Dillon's pocket. He's looking. And this one's a decent ball. The defender makes a great play on it. He doesn't see anyone open. He throws it to the guy he thinks he might be able to squeeze it into. He throws it in a place where the defender has to make a good play on it. And if he does, he's going to knock it down, not intercept it. All right, and here he just does a little screen. A little side, well, not technically screen, throws a side, toss it running back out of the backfield. All right, and takes a snap. He's looking, and just a little side toss to the running back coming out of the backfield. You get negatives for missing, but nobody's cheering for you for hitting it. It's a pretty standard play. There he is, clean pocket, delivers the ball downfield. That's a nice play. And there we go. A few defenders in the area, but not tight coverage, but a real nice ball. And this is where velocity comes into play. Because it is downfield, it gets there quickly. If it gets there slowly, the defender has a chance at it. Because it isn't, it looks easy. Because for people with the right skills, it is easy. But if you don't, it's suddenly a little harder. And he takes another snap. He's looking around. Moves up very nicely. But just misses. And that's just a bad throw. Here we go. And he throws the ball. And it's nice and solid. Nothing spectacular, but nice solid ball. And Dillon sitting there. It's another throw. And he's looking tight, muddy pocket. And he stays calm in there. So that throw's not spectacular, but you like to see is that he stayed calm. And that's one thing. He stayed really calm in the pocket. He navigated well with a muddy pocket at the beginning. He really navigated it, moved, found his lane, stayed calm, moved when he had to, found the lanes when he had to, but stayed calm when he didn't need to, to freak out. He didn't bail out. He found his clean pocket when the edge came around where he would step up. He just gives you more confidence that he knows what he's doing. And he threw a lot of completions on drives. Right? He wasn't bailed out by miraculous catches of receivers. So it all tells you that it will translate. And that's why I feel better about Dillon than I do about Shadeur.